All right, welcome back to my channel where I talk about faith, fitness, and food. But today I'm gonna do a reaction video that is from Movers Odyssey. It's a fitness channel, talks about all type of fitness, and it's a little bit about just a fitness education about movements, routines, importance about fitness, uh, doing safety style workouts, all type of fitness topics, right? And this is called the Gironda Pull-up, if I'm pronouncing it right, the Gironda Pull-up. So I never really seen this video, but they always share very interesting content. So I wanted to share it and do a reaction video. And if I have an opinion, I'm gonna share it. If I have something negative or positive to say, I'm gonna speak my opinion about it, right? So let's get to this video.
Almost a decade ago, I ran across a variation of bar hanging that absolutely revolutionized the health of my shoulders. It's known as the active arch hang, or sometimes called the perfect hang, due to its incredible effects on back and shoulder health. I had originally come across this movement from movement coach Ido Portal, who had recommended the movement for its ability to prevent and often cure shoulder injuries. Years later, I ran across a pull-up variation that also utilized the same position, known as the Gironda Pull-up, named after the Silver Era bodybuilder who first popularized it, Vince Gironda. Gironda almost exclusively used this pull-up with his own training and that of the championship bodybuilders he coached, as he felt it was the most complete single back exercise he had ever discovered. The shoulder health effects of the active arch hang position is mostly due to its development of the scapular muscles, resulting in much greater control of the shoulder blades and much greater scapular strength. It's also helpful that the muscles it primarily activates are the exact muscles that need developed in order to reverse the rolled or slouched shoulder position, often seen from too much sitting, cell phone use, or overdevelopment of the chest and anterior delts. The Gironda pull-up uses this same position and also activates all the same musculature, though in this case it's taken a step further by doing full range pull-ups with the sternum touching the bar from this active arch position. This still works the lats and biceps as normal pull-ups do, but because of its more horizontal orientation.
So I never heard of this Gironda pull-up. This is something new to me. It's very interesting. So I'm looking forward to see what's the benefits of it and if it still targets the same muscles as a regular pull-up, or even like that picture right there is an Australian pull-up. So
it's also targeting the musculature of the upper back the way a row would. This includes the rhomboids, mid-traps, lower traps, rear delts, and the erector spinae, making it, as Vince Gironda stated, a nearly complete back workout in one movement. The obvious appeal to this movement is that it is an amazing prehab and rehab pattern for those with shoulder mobility issues or pain, as well as a great scapular muscle control trainer and strength and hypertrophy developer all rolled into one. Very appealing to busy professionals and anyone with family responsibilities or other time or energy constraints of any kind. To best understand if this pull-up variation is for you, let's quickly compare it to more standard pull-ups. Traditionally, there are two types of standard pull-ups. The first one is the hollow pull-up, in which the torso takes on a hollowed position throughout the movement. This pull-up is great for lat work and adds in a surprising amount of abdominal work. It's also great if you plan on moving on to other advanced calisthenic movements in the future, such as muscle-ups or archer pull-ups. If this aligns with your goals, then this is still a great exercise for you. However, this pull-up doesn't work the upper back well and requires more activation of the serratus anterior in order to maintain the packed shoulder blade position. For those who are already doing too much pressing or sitting, this may make shoulder issues even worse. The other standard pull-up is the arched body pull-up. In this variation, the spine is arched and the chin is held out away from the bar further. This pull-up is very similar to the Gironda pull-up, though not to the same extreme. The arch in the body begins to tilt the body closer to horizontal and begins to activate the lower traps, rear delts, and erector spinae. This is in general a much more biomechanically healthy variation for most people. And though it won't help you do muscle ups, it will help you in other advanced calisthenic movements such as front levers. The Gironda pull-up is in effect an arched pull-up taken to its extreme, where the upper torso is almost completely horizontal at the top. This engages all the previous muscles mentioned, but also starts to really target the rhomboids and the rear delts to a much greater degree. To perform the Gironda pull-up, you will start in a dead hang position. From here you will move into an active hang, drawing the shoulder blades down. Note that you don't want to retract the shoulder blades in this position as it is often coached. Simply draw them down. From here you will begin to arch the back, pointing the chest and ribs up towards the bar with the arms remaining straight. As you do this, you will keep the shoulder blades pulled down while also beginning to pull them together. This is the active arch hang position. Now, while holding this position, you will pull up and aim to touch your sternum to the bar before lowering yourself back down. Now this is a very
as more I see of this going into this video, I think I did see some people perform these kind of pull-ups, I think at a gym or something like that in the past, but I was never a fan of it. I was never interested in it. I always thought it was a weird way of pulling. Didn't know there was a name for this style of pull-up. All I know is the same simple, basic, regular pull-up, which he called a hollow pull. We just call it a pull-up, right? It's just dead hang to chin over bar. So this is new to me, and there's nothing really I can say about it. I never really tried it or perform it. Might look a little different, but let's hear what else he got to say.
very mechanical version of the Gironda pull-up, but it's great for teaching the proper movements involved. However, once you get better at the movement, all of these movements will blend together into one continuous motion. One important thing to remember is not to retract the shoulder blades until you are close to around 120 degrees of shoulder flexion, which will be as you are nearing the top of the active arch hang and get a sensation of locking down the shoulder blades. Now this pull-up is a fairly advanced version of the pull-up, and for many people it will not be currently possible. However, it still stands as a worthwhile goal, and all the exercises necessary to build up to it will still have the same effects on the body as the Gironda pull-up, just not all in one movement pattern. To start this path of training, you will want to first make sure you have a good active hang, working up to holding it for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Next, you can start working on the active arch pull, which is simply the motion of going from the active hang position into the active arch hang and back. At first, you won't be able to get very deep into the movement, but you will get deeper into it as you build strength over time. This movement can also be done with a low bar and the feet on the ground. Simply try to provide most of the pull from the lats and shoulder blades and only use the hips and legs as much as needed. Another great idea is the body weight row, which is an incredibly useful and healing exercise in its own right that doesn't get nearly enough attention for some strange reason. This is great for developing the upper back and shoulder retraction.
The body weight row, we call those Australian pulls. To me, those kind of pulls, which they usually call it inverted rows in the bodybuilding world, right? But these rows, these type of pulls, if you're a beginner and want to learn pull-ups, these are the type of workouts you should try to learn as well, or add it to your fitness routines, because I'm a big believer, in inverted rows, Australian pull, or body weight rows. I believe there are progressions to pull-ups. I have many great workouts with these kind of routines, and so I know about body weight rows.
And finally, the arched body pull-up is itself very beneficial and is likely where you will end up for some period of time before you can get into the more extreme horizontal position at the top of the Gironda pull-up. Some side notes: be sure to stretch out the forearms, especially the wrist flexors with any overhead bar work. This, along with not jumping ahead too fast, can help prevent elbow tendonitis, which can be common when bar movements are overtrained. Also, if you have any shoulder discomfort or previous shoulder injuries, doing this movement with a parallel neutral grip is just as effective and much easier on the shoulders. Also, once you have an active arch hang, you can also start working towards the front lever, which will provide many of the same benefits, though with less emphasis on back hypertrophy and more emphasis on shoulder extension strength and abdominal development. So that's the ultimate back exercise, with vertical pulling, horizontal pulling, prehab.
So there was nothing so surprising about it. To me, it was just a pull-up, but just arching your back and bringing it to your, in the middle of, I think, your belly button and underneath your pecs. So that was something different. I might try it this week. I might see how it feels. But as that being a whole back pull-up, a whole back workout, well, I think pull-ups is a whole back workout, but just a regular basic pull-up that works out your whole back. As you said, how many muscle that it targets, because a lot of the other muscles, like say your shoulders, it does engage your core. These are being engaged. Some of these muscles are assisting, like your shoulders. I think your biceps is doing a big play in the pull-up. But overall, it works out your whole back as you do these Gironda pull-ups. It's the same thing. Gironda is just that you kind of tilt backwards. It's nothing too alarming where I think it's something is benefits or better than a regular pull. So I believe a regular pull is a lot better, and people should just learn about regular pull-ups. But I'm gonna try it out, see how it feels. I think it might feel kind of awkward, but that was the video. That was the reaction I did today. You should check out this channel. I might do a lot more reaction to this channel because it's very educating, and they do share a lot of new workouts or just strange kind of workouts or just different type of fitness topics, right? So I like this channel. It's called Movers Odyssey. Go check it out. So that was the video today. I hope you liked it. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and all that great stuff. And if you want to try that Gironda pull-up. Peace.